Okay. My name is Beth Mitchell, Bethmitchell.
Perfect. Are you getting her okay with that and then background? Okay. Um, so you guys have been participating in this and working on it since January. What have you learned from this experience?
So I know the first thing I really learned was how to, like what a breadboard was and how to connect the proper ends to a breadboard to make sure the circuit's going out the right way. So how to connect a positive wire, negative wire, and then ground it so everything completes right, because I'm not an electrical engineer, don't know any of that. And then the second biggest thing was how to solder wires, so taking that and actually connecting the wires together in the proper way. I know I hadn't had much experience with it except for like the little bit I dabbled in.
So as far as like your overall experience with this, how do you think this will help you like in the future? You said you were starting a career very soon after graduation, which is awesome because most graduates have to spend some time in Starbucks before they can go on to their careers. But so how do you think an event like this has kind of helped you to enter into your next step as an adult?
So I know with my major specifically, because we are web application design, we already know a good bit of coding backgrounds and we learn about IoT devices. So a lot of home projects I know are very interesting. You can use a Raspberry Pi, and a lot of the stuff we're learning, especially soldering and circuits. If I'm wanting to do a home project, it's going to be useful to know that kind of stuff and how to actually take an Alexa, program it if that's something I want to incorporate in, a photon. So all of this is playing a part in what's out there that you can actually do at home. As for work, IoT devices are a big thing, so you could potentially work for a company that is big into programming them and actually developing their own IoT devices. So it could give you an insight on how the process works.
How do you feel about having something, not necessarily this event, but something like this space right here in your community? Obviously, you said you're here every Friday
Yeah.
for class, but let's just say your class isn't offered here, but you have this technology incubator here in your community, and it's available for you to use. Like, as someone who this is your major and your career, like, how do you feel about having something like this in your community?
I think it definitely promotes community development. I know they do events here. I think KP Coders is an event. They invite developers from around the community and come here. I think this is where they meet, and they do different workshops promoting development throughout the community, and especially like the 3D machines, printing machines back there. I think it's really helpful. You can learn a lot of new things, and I just think the community aspect of it can bring people together and promote learning.
Yeah, we were okay with that kind of background. Okay. I guess one of my last questions would be, as far as the learning experience, not necessarily the technical aspect, but this isn't something you guys would typically get to do in a classroom. So how is participating in something like this, you feel like giving you, I would say, giving you a leg up on your competition?
I think, yeah, in a way it does give us a leg up because it's exposing us to something we normally wouldn't experience in a classroom. As far as like my major, it does give us a leg up in the coding aspect because programming IoT devices, you have to have a little bit of programming knowledge. So for the people who aren't experienced in that field, it's going to take them a little bit longer to get up and running. But as far as the IoT devices itself, it gives us a little bit of exposure as far as how things work on that side of things, how it works over the Wi-Fi connection, and what all we need to do to get it working together. Because there's obviously varying different parts. You have to make sure everything's connected the right way in order for the whole system to work together. So I think it gives us a leg up as far as seeing the devices and how they work.
My last question is going to be the materials that you guys have been provided. Just tell me a little bit about those and how you kind of like, I don't want to say how excited you are to have all of these materials at your disposal, but I mean, they are at your disposal, so tell me how really you feel about being able to, utilize these and use these, and you can just walk right over to that bin and grab it if you need it.
Yeah, so I know since I wasn't here at the first hackathon, I'm still learning a little bit about the photons. I'm not as experienced as some of the other people in here, but from what I understand is it's sort of like a Raspberry Pi. It's a miniature computer that allows you to operate, and you can program what you need to in order to have the Alexa do what it needs to do. And then it's really awesome. Like if we need wires, we can just go over there and grab them. There's all kinds of different parts like connectors. Like I said earlier, circuitry, there's like little LEDs if you need them for a particular piece of a project. So I think it's really cool that we have access to all of those different types of pieces and parts to build whatever we think of and we can put our minds to. So
Great. I think we're good.
sweet.